Welcome back to the Ration Review with your host X-Brad TC after an extended absence. This is not exactly a review, this is more of a technical walkthrough for me, a rehearsal to see that I've still got the setup that I would like in order to display a variety of rations. One of the interesting things for me is Napoleon nailed it some almost over 200 years ago when he noted that an army moves on its stomach. And across the world, a great deal of effort has been expended on determining ways to feed troops in the field. We would prefer to have a healthy, hot, home-cooked meal, but there's also those rations such as the American MRE, which is the successor to the well-known C ration of World War II. This particular ration, it's not a complete ration, it's a couple of components from a British 24-hour operational ration pack. The US MRE is issued one meal at a time. The British operational ration pack is a ration, that it is all the food for one day for one soldier. And in this particular instance, my cousin consumed a good bit of the ration with my permission, but I did save a couple of components specifically to show you what this looks like and to verify that I have the technical setup that I want. So today we're actually looking at British ration components. We have 160 grams of plain rice and 300 grams of chili con carne. I have a suspicion that chili on top of rice would be okay. One of the interesting things is this is a British ration. It came right out of, Great Britain. The rice is actually made in Thailand, whereas in American MRE, all the ration stuff is produced in the United States. In addition, we have 75 grams of raisins, sultanas, and currant fruit mix. And it's packed in the UK, but it actually doesn't say where it's from. Still, that's a handy little on-the-go snack. So what we're going to do, we're going to heat up the rice and we're going to heat up the chili con carne. Unlike the US that has flameless ration heaters, the British ORP does not. It's perfectly edible, cold, straight out of the bag, but it's not particularly palatable. So what we're going to do is we're going to heat up the rice and we're going to heat up the chili con carne by using some boiling water, and we'll put it out and see how the taste test goes. So come back in a minute, or I'll come back in a minute and display that for you. And we're back into the miracle of video editing. We've got hot food now, straight off the stove. Ordinarily, the British would find some other way of heating their meal than using a household stove, but the last time I tried using a camp stove or field stove, I almost burned the house down, so maybe not this time. Let's take a look. As said, tonight we're looking at three components from a British operational ration pack: raisins, sultanas, and currant fruit mix. Let's take a look here. These, by the way, all three of these components, the expiration date or the best buy date was July of 2019, and we're making this particular video on the 31st of July 2020, so we're exactly 1 year out of date. We'll see if I survive. I'm looking at this. If there's anything in here besides raisins, I can't tell. Having said that, they're fine. There's nothing wrong with them. Plain rice, product of Thailand, made in Thailand. I mean, I could almost understand if they had imported the plain rice and then cooked it in England, but apparently the entire retort pouch was made there, apparently. Well, let's take a look, see how the plain rice looks. Somewhat amazingly, it looks like, well, 160 grams of plain rice. And because we're trying out a British ration, of course tonight we're going to use a Canadian spoon. Tastes like rice. Same stuff you can make at home. Chili con carne, which I never really think of chili con carne as being a very popular food with the British. They have a lot of ethnic foods that they do enjoy, but I tend to think of them as being Asian or Indian, if you will. And that is a pretty good sized portion, 300 grams. I'm going to put a little bit over here, just so I can taste it separate from the rice. Nice and hot, plenty of food. It's not as voluminous, really, as the rice, but it's denser, thicker, heavier. Of course, brand new tablecloth required by law to spill something on it. 30% of this is beef, which is, you know, that's 100 grams of beef. That's a pretty fair portion of beef for just one meal. And that's pretty tasty. Plenty of beef, fair amount of spice in there. The kidney beans are fine. I know there's people all over America arguing whether or not there should be beans in chili. It's in there. It's a government ration. They're trying to save money, so they're filling it with beans. Get over it. And you know, I kind of like kidney beans. I'm not gonna lose my ish over it. On a bed of rice, let's see how this tastes. This is actually kind of my dinner tonight. So the entirety of my cooking is consisted of putting these in a pot of boiling water for 10 minutes. That's tasty, and it's very filling. Just one bite, and you can get a good look at that. Lots of beans, a little bit. The beef parts are the little tiny bits, but that's fine. That just means you're going to get a little bit of beef in every one of the bites that you do take. Overall, thumbs up. I would definitely enjoy this as a meal. I will be honest, I don't recall if the chili con carne and the rice came in the same ration pack, because I've actually opened several different ones and I'm just using what has been previously rummaged through by family members. There's a technical term for taking the bits and pieces of a ration that you want and leaving other stuff behind in American circles, and it's known as rat fucking. So somebody rat fucked my British rations, which is fine. I mean, you don't do it to your buddies, but in this case, I gave someone specific permission to do that. That was good. The rice is a little al dente. Would like to have a little bit more moisture or a little bit further cooked rice, but it's not bad. It's certainly edible, even palatable. So that's the British operational ration pack, chili con carne, 300 grams. The British operational ration pack, plain rice, 160 grams. And 75 grams of, I don't know, they tell me it's sultanas, maybe it really is, I can't really tell the difference. Some of these seem a little bit lighter colored than others, maybe that's the sultanas, but it all looks like raisins to me and it all tastes the same. But it's fine. Nice little on-the-go snack. I hope you've enjoyed this truncated version of a review, done mostly for verifying the technical setup. And we look forward to seeing you again real soon with another operational ration from one of our allies, or maybe an American ration, something like that. We'll see you real soon. Thank you.